Well, good morning. If you're new here, my name is Scott, and this is my YouTube channel, Static Camper Van, and today I'm doing something that is very out of the ordinary for me. So I am usually always a city person. I'm almost always in a city, but I wanted to get out into some nature, and so I came out here to the Olympic Mountains and decided to go ahead and pay for a camp spot. This is in the Olympic National Forest. This is called View Campground. Let's go walk over to the information board and I'll give you a little more details. But first, I just need a sip or two of coffee. Now, this is a very small campground. There are only 11 sites available. This campground was closed for a number of years due to some tree rot, and so they just recently reopened one of the camping sections here. So I was thankful for that. Now for this, there is a $14 a night charge unless you have a senior discount, and it's all run by a self-pay kiosk. Little tabs here to grab and envelopes to put your payment in, and then you drop them in this little slot, and all the information is here. It was a little confusing to me because this is not something I normally do. One little problem I had was, even though the charge is $14 for camping for the night, I had to spend $15 because I didn't have correct change. So they got a little extra from me. I guess that's okay because it just helps go to support the forest here. Now, even though this is a paid campground, there are not a lot of amenities here. There's no water and there's no trash available, so fresh water, drinking water available, or trash service available here. But it does come with a double-barreled outhouse situation. I guess you'd call those pit toilets. So not a lot for a payment, but it is in a nice area, and I certainly didn't mind spending $15 to have a safe place to park that is easy to access right off the 101 highway here. Well, I was rather impressed with this campground. It is got a little bit of separation between the campsites, although I did pick this campsite because there were some people already here yesterday when I got here, and so this kind of was away from everybody else. So I have a little larger spot than I really need. This one does come with a picnic table that I'm sitting at right now. Does have a fire ring, although there's a fire ban in effect for Washington State at the moment. It's not really something that I need because I always just cook my food inside on my propane stove, which is a little easier for me. It is a little bit unusual for me to pay for a campsite, mostly because I'm always in a city, so not in this environment very often. But in the past, when I did come out here, I would usually opt for some of the free camping, dispersed camping in this area. Because this is Olympic National Forest, there is plenty of dispersed camping in the area very close by. Really nice. So you're not maybe going to find a level spot to park at. Now, the reason I'm not in one of those free dispersed camps and I opted to pay for the site here today is because my van is having some issues, and I did try to drive up one of the Forest Service roads to one of those areas that I used to camp at, and the van just wasn't having it. So I decided if I wanted to be out in nature and spend the night out amongst the trees like this, I would have to just go ahead and pay for it. So $15 is not a lot. If I had correct change, $14 would have been better, but I'm not complaining at all, because if you maybe hear a little bit of road noise in the background, there was really no road noise at all last night, so I had no issues sleeping. I had a very nice night of sleep last night. First good night of sleep I've had in the last several days, in fact, so definitely worth the price. Okay, finished my coffee, so let's go out and take a little walk down the trail that is right behind the campground here before we have to check out. I'm not used to this, being out in the forest and having like got a checkout time at a hotel, but we got to do that. So since we've got a few minutes, I think we've got enough time to walk around a little bit and see a little bit more of the Olympic Mountains behind us here. The view is fantastic. So there are two trails here. There's a little loop trail which we're going to take right now, and then there's another trail that goes down this little canyon. Now both of them are very good, but they have their drawbacks. Tried to do this loop trail yesterday, but it gets pretty close to the edge of the canyon and I wasn't liking it so much. So I did do the other trail down the canyon and it was fantastic. We'll do that next, but it is pretty steep. So if you do have some mobility issues, this may not be a really good choice of a place to hike. Well, rather surprising to me, I was able to get right over to the edge of that trail and look down at a little bit of the waterfall. Kind of limited view of the waterfall from there. Yesterday when I got near the edge, my vertigo just wouldn't let me do it. So nice to get a better view of it today, but we'll walk down this other trail so we can get a closer look at the water. It's a nice setup here. If you wanted to just take the trails, take a little hike, you don't have to stay at the campground. There is a little parking area here just for day use. It does fill up, and I think probably especially on the weekends it would fill up. So probably a place to check out during the week and definitely come as early as possible. Probably that applies to camping as well, I would imagine. Now this trail down to the water is mostly just a very steep trail, but it does have some spots like this one that jut out over the canyon's edge. So if you don't like heights, this may not be the trail for you. And like, I'm not going to go that way. There's a little spot that just has you hanging right on the edge. We'll just stay on the trail where it's nice and safe. I did have to huff and puff back up this trail when I walked up it yesterday, so I'm not looking forward to going back up, but it's definitely worth the little walk down. I've always really liked this area of the Olympic Mountains. It's just close enough to bigger cities that make it easy to get out here quickly and then get back into the city, back to supplies and services and cell phone service. Although I was pleasantly surprised here that I've got pretty good Verizon signal, so that was another positive for me. If I had tried to go up to one of those old dispersed camps that I usually would camp out at, I wouldn't have any cell service, and with a bad transmission and bad engine in my van, I would rather be in cell service. So another little plus for this area. This is just so incredibly peaceful out here. You probably can see why this is one of my favorite areas of the whole Olympic region. It's just so nice out here. Part of me wants to jump in that water because it's starting to warm up today, but probably don't really have time to do that. We got to get back up to the van and do our checkouts. But I've got a few minutes where I can just sit here. Well, I wish I could spend a little bit more time here, but I only paid for one day of the campsite, so we've got to get back and get the van out so somebody else can enjoy this spot. I am laboring here. This hill is steep. It's worth the walk down, but I'm not so sure it's worth the walk back up yet. Let me think about it a little bit. Well, I am thankful to be in the trees here. The weather has started to warm up a bit. We had a few days where it was cool, almost maybe unseasonably cool. Plus I was on the other side of the Olympic Mountains out near Port Angeles and Port Townsend, and they are on the Salish Sea, so it's quite a bit cooler there. With the weather warming up, I'm not feeling so great. In fact, yesterday I got a little overheated, so it's a good place to be in the forest on a warmer day. Okay, we made it back to the van with plenty of time to spare to keep us legal. Now, gotta pack up, make sure I'm in driving mode, and take off here. Well, I would have been sad to leave here so soon, except for the fact that I got a tip on a really good coffee shop that is in Quilcene, which is just 3 miles down the road. So word has it that they have the best decaf that is available anywhere, and that's a tall order because I've had some pretty good decaf from a little company called Fogline down in Humboldt, and that has been the gold standard that I have been judging everything against, and I haven't found anything that has really been nearly as good as Fogline. I've found some decent decaf, but not spectacular like Fogline, so I figure if they're saying it's the best decaf, we've got to go and try it out. So I'm excited to get over there and try out some new coffee, and then who knows where. But no, why am I even thinking about what's next? I just want coffee right now. There is one thing I forgot to mention about this campground. Well, maybe not really this campground, but just this area. There's one little drawback. There are a bunch of mosquitoes this time of year. Yeah, so I did get bit. I've got bites all over me. Oh well, it's a very small drawback, and it wouldn't have been a problem if I'd have just put up my curtain last night, but I left my doors open because I don't really like putting up a bug curtain. I want to have my doors open to the air, and the bug curtain kind of impedes the air moving through the van. So last night when I was here, I just left the doors open. So it's on my own fault that I got bitten up a lot. I feel like a pincushion, but you know, small price to pay there. So to give you a little look at some of the other campsites, this one on our right that we just passed is a smaller one. I would generally take the smaller ones and leave the larger campsites to somebody else, but it was nice that I was able to kind of spread out and not have somebody right next to me. I'm sure the other campers appreciated that I didn't park right next to them as well. But it's a nice little spot, and there are a bunch of these little Forest Service campgrounds out in this area, as well as all the dispersed camping, which is free. And then, of course, there are a bunch of state parks that are close by. And the one drawback with the state parks is they are quite a bit more expensive than these options, but they do come with hot showers as well as, you know, drinking water. But this is a lot more my speed. Now, I am always excited to try a new coffee shop, but I am especially excited to try this one here, Catkin Coffee, because it has been recommended to me by so many people that it has to be good. In fact, just a few days ago, when I was in Port Townsend at my favorite little coffee shop there called Velocity Coffee, I was talking to the barista there, and he was telling me that this is his favorite decaf coffee he's ever had, and in fact he drinks their decaf at home. He doesn't serve it in his cafe, but he drinks it at home. So with so many glowing recommendations, I'm eager to give this a try. I did what I normally do, is I get 2 different coffees to try. I've got a decaf Americano and a regular caffeinated latte. I think that's how I did it. And then I also went ahead and bought a bag of decaf because since it was so highly recommended, I figure I'm going to like it. Now let's give the Americano a try here. Oh my, that is good. Okay, I think this would actually be equal to, at least, to Fogline's coffee. So this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. If I have this right, maybe I need to pop back in there and ask him if I ordered this the way I think I ordered it. I think this is the decaf. Wow, that's amazing. Fantastic little place in there. Very nice. They do have some odd hours if you are out in this direction. They are closed Mondays and Tuesdays. Those are his roasting days. So just in case you're out here, you know that. Now, let me give the latte a try. Oh, this is incredible as well. Maybe no surprise because he does specialize in Ethiopian coffee, and that is usually always my favorite. Boy, this is incredible. I am over the moon here with how good this is. This is definitely my kind of place, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend this place. Catkin Coffee. I am glad I have a bag to go so that I can continue to enjoy this for a while longer. This is some of the best coffee I have ever had. I want to enjoy this and savor it a little while, so I'm just going to pour this into my insulated mug so it'll keep it a little bit warm. I'm not going to add any half and half to this, which is what I normally do because it's just so good. I don't want to change the flavor of it at all. Still have a little bit of the latte left. I'm going to finish this off here. And then I need to decide where to go. Now that I've got my coffee fix, I've got to figure out the rest of the day. It'll take me a few minutes to think about that. Well, what a lovely little coffee shop this is, Catkin Coffee. You know, I go to a lot of coffee shops all over, and I find a lot of great coffee shops, but I'm very rarely wowed by a place. And this Catkin Coffee has definitely wowed me. I am very happy to have stopped here, and I'm definitely going to enjoy the rest of my coffee. In fact, I almost went and bought another bag of coffee in there. I'm a little short on cash, which is the only reason I didn't. So I'll just have to come back here next time I'm in the area. But if you're anywhere around Quilcene here, I would definitely recommend you pop in here. In fact, this is so good that I would recommend you head out to this area just for Catkin Coffee. And then, of course, you can meander out to the forest and do some good camping here, whether you do paid camping like I did or take advantage of some of the dispersed camping options. If you have a vehicle that can drive up those Forest Service roads, that would be the better option. But I think for me, I need to get back into a larger city because I've got to stock up on groceries. I'm a little shy on groceries at the moment, so don't have much choice but to leave the area. But what a great little time here. Fantastic place to camp, and an even better, I can't believe I'm saying that, but an even better cup of coffee. Just fantastic here. What a great day this has been so far, and the day's only half over. So we're going to head out to Poulsbo because there's a market out there that I like. They usually have a pretty good price on local beef. I think local is kind of a relative term though, because I think it's from Oregon if I remember right. But I think it's my closest and best choice for getting some ground beef or other, some beef, because that's kind of what I eat most of these days to stay on my prescription diet. Yes, I am on a prescription diet from a real doctor, so that's why I eat a lot of beef, because I'm supposed to. So we'll go over there and do that and check for sales. And I am getting a little bit warm. I don't know if you can tell, I am sweating like crazy. I don't usually sweat so much, but it's hot out. As soon as we get through the hills and onto the highway, I'm going to turn my air conditioning on. I'm ready for it now, but my van has so little power that if I turn it on right now, I'd never make it up these little hills. So I'll have to suffer for a few minutes here. With all these hills here, I have to keep turning the air conditioner on and off. We're going down a pretty big hill, so got it back on now. So I'm finally cooling down just in time. This is one of my favorite drives in the area here. This is the Hood Canal Bridge, and this bridge is a drawbridge. I guess it opens up for larger sailboats and things to head through the Hood Canal here. So where I was camped last night was just south of here, right near the Hood Canal. We just had to travel up along the Hood Canal north, and then now we're going over it to then go south to get down to Poulsbo. There have been a couple of times I've got caught on the other side of the bridge trying to get back over it because I had work the next day, but the bridge was up, and there was one time that I just turned my engine off and gotten back and actually made a sandwich and some coffee because we just weren't moving. So because I'm feeling so hungry at the moment, I'm glad that bridge was not up right now so that I can get to the store and get something. Although I'm almost thinking I need to just stop before and make some food. I'm starving at the moment. Okay, we've made it here to Central Market in Poulsbo, although I think they changed the name to Town and Country. I keep calling it Central Market, but I think it's Town and Country now. I don't know if it's changed hands, but still the same market. I've shopped here for years. It was a little bit of a long drive here. Surprisingly, there was a ton of traffic. I just am surprised at how much traffic there was for it being midweek, middle of the day. Crazy amount of traffic. Anyway, took so long and I am so hungry, I'm not even going to go in and shop first. I think I'm just going to make a quick sandwich with what I have. So I've got a little bit of bread left, and I've got some really good cheese. I'm just going to make a grilled cheese sandwich because it'll be quick. No, I'm not. My bread is moldy. Oh, that's... I was going to buy more bread because I'll go through this today and need more tomorrow, but... well, that is not nice. Maybe I'll just eat some cheese. Oh, wait a minute. I've got one tortilla left. I'll have a quesadilla. Pretty much the same as a grilled cheese sandwich, right? Really shouldn't be surprised that that bread got moldy. It's been really warm, and it was actually a little bit humid yesterday, so it's kind of the perfect conditions for that. I keep my tortillas in the fridge. I should probably start putting my bread in the fridge too, at least this time of year. I'm just not used to being in a warm area. Usually if it gets warm, I relocate, but I'm hanging around here because I've got some things to do. So I am in the heat and out of my element and not thinking about things. But at least I've got a tortilla left so I can have a quesadilla. I do have coffee still to keep me happy. And funny thing, this coffee from Catkin, it tastes just as good cold as it does hot. And that's kind of the ultimate thing with coffee, I think. If a coffee tastes really good cold, then that means it's really, really good premium coffee. Now, is this really a quesadilla if I didn't fry it up in some oil? Maybe it isn't, but I didn't want to take the time because I am so hungry. I just need to eat something. But I am adding some yellowbird to it. So it's not objectionable. Not much to eat though. While I'm eating, I need to think about what I need to buy. So definitely bread and beef, some type of beef maybe, and then we'll check the sales. This is not the cheapest market in town, but they do have good sales, so we'll just wander around there. Let me eat first though, right? Oh, by the way, I did remember which coffee was which. I ordered a regular leaded latte, and then the Americano was the decaf. Okay, let's go on in and do some shopping. I do need the bread. I'm not actually sure I want to buy meat because that means I'm going to have to cook. And it's getting warm. It's getting so warm that I'm feeling like I don't want to cook. We might make some adjustments. Yeah, so I didn't end up buying any meat. When I went in there, I didn't like the look of the meat, and I didn't like the price of it either. So I do that from time to time. If the price is just too much, I'll skip it, even though I'm supposed to be eating it. We just won't tell Doc. No, please, don't tell Doc. I did buy some sourdough. This is one of my favorite sourdoughs from a local bakery in Seattle, which is just across the water from us here, called Macrina Bakery. Oh, why am I trying to think of it? It's right there for me to read. Macrina Bakery. I really like the sourdough. So I had them slice me up that, and then I did buy some half and half, another local product from Smith Brothers here, because this is a necessity. Even if it's hot, I still drink hot coffee. I never drink cold coffee anytime. That's an abomination. But I did need some protein, so I did buy something that is cold and that I will be eating cold, which is some ice cream. This is the perfect ice cream for a hot day. Mint chip. So this will be my lunch. I should find a better place to park though. I'm right in the middle of this parking area. Let's go. Let's find a better place to park. This will warm up a little bit and be a little bit better to eat if I just let it sit for a minute. Okay, this is better. I always like having my door that I open here on the driver's side next to a curb or something, so I don't have people right up next to me. So I like the spot a little bit better. I'll enjoy my ice cream better here. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my swamp cooler. I built this a few weeks back and haven't been needing it, which has been great, but definitely need it today. It's so warm out. All I really need to do is put some water in this. I've got this little filter that the air blows through, and as long as it's wet and I have a little bit of water in the bottom of this container, it really blows some cold air. I think it does at least about 20-degree drop in temperature, so it's kind of needed today with how hot it is. Kind of makes me think maybe I need to get someplace else, someplace cooler. It was nice being out on the other side of the Olympics where it's always a little bit cooler. I don't know why I came back this way. I really don't. Hopefully this will do the job though. Yeah, it usually just takes a couple of minutes for it to start blowing some cold air. It's already feeling colder, so that's good. That will make me feel much better. And what else will make me feel much better is some good mint chocolate chip ice cream, because the mint is the perfect thing to cool yourself down on a hot day. So it's just been a couple of minutes now and the cooler is already doing its job. It's really pumping out some cold air. Don't know if it's quite 20 degrees cooler like it was before, but it is a little bit more humid today. This area is a little bit more humid, I think, so not doing as good as it maybe could be if I were in a drier area, but boy, it's definitely helping. The ice cream is a little too cold for me to enjoy at the moment. I'm going to let that sit and warm up so I can enjoy it a little bit better. It kind of hurts my teeth when it's so cold. One other thing I've been doing in the hotter days is I've been wearing these wool shirts, and this shirt's made by Smart Wool. You might have noticed the little logo, their Smart Wool logo on the sleeve here. I've been really liking this shirt. I have another shirt that looks very much the same. It's the same color, but it's from a different company. I just bought a no-name brand off of Amazon, and I'm not quite as happy with that shirt. The fit and finish of it is just not very good, but it is definitely more comfortable in warmer weather, just like this one is. So I've been alternating between the two. One day I'll wear it, the next day I'll wear this one. When I was doing some research on wool clothing, people were saying that you can wear them for days on end before they start to get stinky and smelly, and I found that's not true. They need to air out overnight at least, and it seems like they do better if you let them air out, the next day. So that's why I've been alternating between the two. So I think this one's slightly cooler because the fabric is a little bit thinner, and I think it actually just performs a little bit better. It fits better. It definitely is made a lot better. I think all Smart Wool stuff is just made better. I've been buying socks from Smart Wool for a long time and toques from Smart Wool. a toque is a hat, so yeah, I like their stuff. I would like to buy another one of these shirts, but I got a deal on this one, and I think the regular price is like 80 bucks for them. So I'm not going to buy one until I can find another deal on it. But it's good that, you know, I can wear this multiple days. And I've actually been washing this when I've been at some of the Washington state parks that have free water. I've actually been washing this by hand, and then I just hang it up outside and it dries in usually less than an hour. Even on the humid days, it dries in less than an hour. So it's like the perfect shirt for me. I'm sold on them. I think that they're worth the price. Don't know how long they're going to last. You know, I've only been using them for a few months now, but over the few months, I haven't noticed anything that I don't like about them yet. So I am sold, but I need to wait for another sale because $80 for a t-shirt is just too much for me. So got to keep my eyes open for one. Is my ice cream ready? I want ice cream. Okay, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The bad news first, I'm out of ice cream. That was very tasty though. This is my favorite ice cream, Strauss. Although I don't always buy the mint chip, but it's a perfect ice cream for a hot summer day, which I guess is today. The good news though is the cooler makes all of this very tolerable. Without this cooler, I don't think I'd be able to handle this heat. So it's nice that I have this and that it works so well. It actually it took a little while, but it actually started to cool down to, I'd say, at least 20 degrees lower than the outside air temperature. So working really well. And I don't even have the biggest fan on this. This is just a little tiny computer fan, although I am running it at full speed at the moment because it is hot outside. I was thinking, I don't want to just sit here forever, and one place that I have found a deal on these wool shirts is at a place called Sierra, and there is one in Silverdale, and Silverdale's just a couple miles away. It's just the next town over, and the store is just a couple miles away, I think. A few miles away anyway. A few minutes away. Something like that. It's close by. So we can go down there, and that way I can have some real air conditioning. This is good, but some real air conditioning might be even better. I'll just wander around the store for a little while. Hopefully it gets cooler tonight. Even on the warmer days, it has been staying pretty cool at night. It'll cool right down as soon as the sun goes down. So I'm going to need that. And then I'm also going to need to figure out what I'm going to do, because I can't stay around here with this heat. I can't just sit in the van or go shopping every day. So we'll think about that while we head over to Sierra and while we walk around Sierra. Maybe we'll find a deal on something. You never know. Sierra is 6 miles away. I just looked it up on Google Maps. I have no sense of direction and no memory, apparently. Okay, we're going to head down there. Another thing I wanted to look for was some cargo pants. That was why I wanted to go to Sierra. It was part of the reason why I headed back in this direction. And then I just remembered the other reason that I headed back over here is I need to do laundry. I am down to my last clean pair of pants, and well, I don't have another clean wool shirt. In fact, this one I would think would stink with all the sweating I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, okay, 6 miles to Sierra. Let's see if the traffic's any better than it was earlier. Okay, we made it, and traffic was worse, by the way. But luckily, since I know my way around here, I took the back way and avoided most of the traffic, so that's good. All right, I'm going to run in here to Sierra, see what they have, and I kind of forgot there's a Sprouts Market here. That's a market I really like, and I probably will go in there because I forgot to buy some mayonnaise. There's also a coffee shop here in this plaza that I've been wanting to try. Should I go in there? Might be a bit extravagant today, and also with how good Catkin Coffee was, I don't think I should go anywhere else, because anything else is going to be a letdown, I think, other than, you know, brewing up some of the beans that I bought from them. So maybe not go in the coffee shop. I would like to, though. You know, I keep finding new mosquito bites on me. I think maybe the mosquitoes were a little worse than I realized yesterday up at that camp. But oh well. I just am trying not to itch them is all. Okay, that was a good trip in there, although I didn't find much, at least not what I went in for. They didn't seem to have any wool shirts, but I only looked in the clearance section because I'm not looking to pay anywhere near full price for these things. So if there were any in there, I didn't see them. I also didn't see any cargo pants, but I can always get more of the Wrangler cargo pants that I buy at Walmart. So that's not a big thing. I'm just looking for a different kind, and I think I may have to just start ordering them from Wrangler because I think Wrangler sells a better version of them than Walmart carries. So that's probably something I'm going to have to do. I had a little better luck with Sprouts in that I found the mayo that I was looking for. I've been trying to use this better mayo. It's just a little bit healthier, so I've been switching to it when I can find it. It's not always available, so it was on sale in there today, so I kind of lucked out. And I also bought some Greek yogurts because with it being so hot, I think I'm going to be eating a lot more just non-cooked food, so that's good. And then I bought some of the steak sauce, and this is from Sonoma County, and I find I like it on a cheese sandwich, which I think I want to make right now because I'm getting a little bit hungry. So does this look a little bit strange with a little steak sauce on a cheese? Probably to some people, but I just like to change it up a little bit from time to time. A lot of times I'll just do it with mayo only, and usually I'll add some Serrano, this Yellowbird Serrano, because it's nice and spicy, which I like normally. But the steak sauce is just a nice little change of pace, just so I'm not always eating the same thing. Well, you can let me know if you think this is weird that I'm eating a cheese sandwich. Now, I would prefer this to be grilled, having it be a little crunchy and full of butter. That would be much preferable, but this is a nice little change up when I don't want to turn my stove on. So I do this quite often, actually. Am I weird? You let me know down in the comments. Should I have said that? Probably not. Oh well. Well, that wasn't the most nutritious dinner ever, but I'll probably make something else. Once the sun goes down, it'll cool down outside and I won't mind cooking up something. But until then, I've got a little research to do. I came back here to do laundry. That was kind of the big thing on the list. But now with this heat, I don't really care about doing laundry. I'm definitely not going to do it today. I think I'm going to look around and find where the closest place I can get to that is the coolest place and head there tonight so I can sleep comfortably. And then I'll worry about laundry and the rest of the list of things I got to get done tomorrow. And then who knows what. But this has been a good day. Wished I had a little bit more time out in the Olympic Mountains, but that camping spot definitely fit the bill, and I'm glad I found it. You know, I just found it by luck. Sometimes those spots just don't show up very well on Google Maps if you're searching for them. I use another app that kind of shows campsites too, and it wasn't on that other app either. I guess probably because that campground was just recently reopened. The word isn't out yet about it. Oops, I guess I have let the word out about it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I am happy that I have gotten the word out a little bit on Catkin Coffee, and hopefully all of you can get out there too and let them know that I sent you there. That is some terrific coffee, and I'm still quite upset with myself for not getting out there sooner. Anyway, I've got some research and some driving to do today, so I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.